Okay, now that the wind's calmed down, I want to make a video of my garden this year. I've got 5 rows. I used to have 6, but now I'm down to 5. The first row over there on the other side of that junk gets too wet in the springtime. I unrolled bales of hay in the rows, and we'll talk about that later. The first row is an old piece of junk bale of hay I had, so it didn't roll out very well. But I put some Black Mountain watermelons in here. I tried starting the seeds in the house and they wouldn't start, so I had very little confidence that they'd come up, but I've got a little over half a dozen plants now, so we'll have a couple of those. The problem with that is they don't have water, but out there I've got a whoops, where's it at? There it is. 300-gallon water tote, and I'll set it over here so I have to fill it up once a week or whatever. I planted peas. These are winter peas I planted. I got them in late. I think they were in December, so they're not even flowering yet, and as soon as it gets hot they'll die. But I put winter peas in all my rows as a green mulch. I had to till these under. That one I'm going to let sit for till the fall, whenever the plants die, and I'll till it under next time it rains. This row is cucumbers and bell peppers and tomatoes, and I don't know what else is down there. Oh, squash, zucchinis and yellow squash. 2 kinds of tomatoes. I put celebrities and big boys this year. I've never had any luck with celebrities. I need to do more research, make sure I get the right tomatoes. You notice there's a bare spot by each plant where there's no hay. The hay, we'll talk about the hay here for a second. This row is cantaloupes. I've got 4 plants in a hill. I've got 24 cantaloupes and 72 watermelons down there. And the last row over there where the chickens are at is okra, which is where they're pecking. Peck up my damn plants. That would make me mad. Get out of here. Get. Go. Get. First year I had the chickens, I planted onions. Put 100 onion plants in. They went right behind me and pulled them all up. Anyway, this is some onions in the weeds and okra where they're pecking at. The hay I found is much easier than the plastic. Hang on a second. Get out of there. Get. They're hard-headed. They'll come right back. The plastic, the hay is a little bit, back to hay. The hay is a little bit more expensive than plastic, but not much. 1 bale of hay will do a 300-foot row. Runs about $30, $40, $50 depending on when you buy it. And plastic, I think, runs $35 or so for 300-foot roll. So it's a little bit more expensive, but I find it a hell of a lot easier. Some people think I'm nuts, but like I keep telling my wife, you have your choice, and that's either play with hay in the springtime when it's 70, 75 degrees, or you can pull weeds. The hay does a real good job of weed suppression, and the other thing it does a good job of is mulch. It keeps the plants moist. The watermelon, we found out that the watermelons absolutely love it. We get big, huge watermelon plants now. It looks like a whole ton of hay, but I guarantee you once those watermelons start running, this is 6 foot wide, a little bit over 6 foot, we'll have a hard time keeping them inside that 6 foot run. I put grass between the rows. I like it a lot because it's easier to walk on and it gives you room. I mean, I could drag a wagon down here and for harvesting. I might need it this year with all them watermelon plants. The reason for the gap around each plant, which I started talking about earlier and didn't, is you have to watch your hay. A lot of times you'll buy hay and it's been weeded with, usually they use 2,4-D or something like that in the pasture to kill the weeds in the hay. You ask the farmer, he'll tell you that it has not been weeded, but I found out that if it's got chemicals on it, it will kill your plants. The first time we put watermelons, we put them right in close to the hay. It knocked them back. It didn't kill them, but it knocked them back for a day or two, and they eventually recovered. So now I leave a gap for a week or two, and then I've got some, I got to go clean out the goat stall. The goats are over there. Say hello, goats. Go clean out the goat barn, and when I clean out the goat barn, it's full of shavings and hay and droppings and all that good stuff, and we'll pile that up close to the plants. It's easier than, or it's better than taking a risk that the hay was treated. Supposedly this one was not, but like I say, I'm not taking any chances. The other benefit of the hay is I don't have to pick it back up. I got a drip irrigation system. Eventually I'll build a manifold across here for these 2 rows with the pressure reducer, but my local Ace Hardware didn't have the right parts for me, so I did not build a manifold yet, but I will. Make it easy for Carolyn. She has a hard time with those turny ball valves. She can't turn them with her hands, so I got some gate valves to put in the manifold so she can open and close them. And then I hook a hose up for her so she can water her okra. She does her okra by hand. Guess I'm not setting up a watering system for 4 rows. I like this drip irrigation. That's the only thing I got to pick up. We were talking about hay. The hay I don't have to pick up like I do the plastic. I just leave it sit here, and then in November when I get ready to plant more peas, I just till it under. It helps the soil. I've got a black clay here, and when it gets summertime, the black clay gets hard as a brickbat. I mean, you can't even put a post hole digger in the ground, it's so hard. It's 72 a day, I think. I don't know, my phone doesn't tell me, I gotta look. But it won't be long here before we're in the 80s, 90s, 100s. This is the El Nino year. It's supposed to be really, really hot and dry, so we'll see what happens. And my neighbor decides he wants to mow the grass when I try talking. I wanted to buy that property over there. It went for $20,000, and I should have bought it, but Carolyn wouldn't let me. She fussed and fussed and fussed. I wish I'd have bought it. Anyway, I think that's all I can think about for now. Oh, cages. We were going to talk about cages. The tomatoes need cages. I've got some big cages on the tomatoes. I'm not walking over there. There they are. The tomatoes need some cages, but nothing else need cages. We just put cages on them so we can find the plants. And then down there I had some, I guess I need to get closer. Had some, what do you call that? Garden fencing, the cheap old garden fencing. It's not to do anything but to protect the plants from critters walking through. As you saw a second ago, the chickens and the guineas, every once in a while they wander out here, and I don't want them messing with the seedlings. I don't know, I might pick it up later, but usually not. I'll leave it there until the plants get big enough. Looks like rain today, woohoo! That would be nice. I got some tomatoes that look like they need some rain. I think that's all I can think of for now. My hay rakes, I'm going to talk about my hay rakes. I've got 2. This is a regular 3-tine bought in the store, and this is an antique that I absolutely love. It's more like a turning fork, but it's got sharp points on it like a hay rake. The problem with that one is it's heavy. It's got a steel handle. It's an antique. I have no idea where I got it from. I just found it laying around. I'm running out of stuff to say. Okay, that's it. Bye. Thanks.